Be discreet about your goals and progress, and focus on making things happen behind the scenes. Not everyone who seems interested in your success really has your best interest at heart. It's the most wonderful time of the year, and I am not talking about Christmas. I am talking about the fall season and the autumn season. So bloomers, let's get into this video. Now, you guys know that during the fall season, I most definitely love to say that it's a season to let the dead weight fall off and a time to change. But something else I am realizing that you guys need to remember during the fall season, or any season of your life, as I should say, not just fall season, but there should be a season when you do this, is to the season of silence. Shut up and move in silence, actually, is what I want to say. Shut up and move in silence. And yes, it does sound harsh that I just told y'all to shut up, but that's what some of us need to do. And I think that the fall season is like one of the perfect seasons to do absolutely that. Because in Ecclesiastes, it does teach us that there is a time to speak and a time to be silent. And like I told you guys, during this whole new seasonal growth segment and the fall season, you're going to hear me talk about Ecclesiastes a lot. And like I said, it teaches us to be silent, which means we must be mindful of our words and mindful about what we share. And something that I've come to realize that during the season, when you are deciding to, it's okay to share your thoughts, and it's okay to let people know what's going on, or, if you have something new that's happening in your life, it's okay to tell people about these things. However, I feel like there should be a time and a period where you just need to be quiet and not tell people what's going on in your life. And that is something that I want to focus on today in this heat and sun. Now, with this season of silence, I know that oftentimes people do this challenge where for 3 months they may disappear, or for 6 months they decide that they want to disappear, and when they come back bigger and better. And when they come back, they come back different. Either they look different, the energy is different, the mood is different, or on another hand, you notice that they're not saying anything, they're not speaking, but you're noticing that they're making moves. You're noticing that things are happening for them. Things seem to be moving for them. And, they probably disappear off of social media for a while, or they decide to, they just go MIA, or they're still present. They would still hang out every once in a while, but obviously, they're not saying much. They're not updating you as much on things. And I feel like that is something that needs to happen, because I had a bit of a revelation the other day, and it was right after I wrote this blog post that I'm talking about now. And the more I pondered on it, I said, I wonder if that's something that God kind of wants to. And when I say that, I mean to say, there are times when we start to contemplate a relationship or a friendship. We start to contemplate, is this something who means me well? And before I get into the revelation, have y'all ever noticed that y'all are getting ready to do something, or y'all are getting ready to make this move? You getting ready to, or something good is about to happen, or one of your friends your boy asks you about a relationship, how the relationship going with your girl, or your girl, how's your relationship going with your boyfriend? How's it going? Are y'all getting married yet? But you and your girl getting married yet? That's the wife. Da, da, da. And you're not bragging about the relationship, right? You're not bragging about the relationship, but you notice that right after you talk about it, you and your partner all of a sudden get into an argument, or something happens between you and your partner, or you can't tell, like, well, where the heck this coming from? Like, you know, like, we was just good a couple hours ago, so how this happening? Sometimes that isn't y'all, you know. Don't y'all think it's just a little bit of a coincidence after you finish updating some? And I'm not saying this happens with everyone. I'm not saying that it is that particular person who's asking for an update, because some people genuinely can want to know if things are going good. But for me, I personally experienced this where someone would ask me, how's my relationship going, or how is this going, or how that is going, and then all of a sudden things just turn around and things ain't looking good. And it's like, well, when the hell this was not happening like a few seconds ago? Sometimes that's because we need to remain silent. So, to the revelation that I had, because I don't want to ramble too long. So while I was sitting down and thinking about it, I said, what if sometimes God wants us to be silent in a certain season of our lives, because in order for him to bless us, and in order for us to move, and in order for us to evolve and go up, we first need to learn how to be quiet and not keep updating people on things in our lives, because that's what the enemy wants. Sometimes they want you to talk it, and sometimes they need to know what's going on, because sometimes people tend to, do self-projection, whereas they know what's going on with you. You keep updating them. That way they could pray against it, or they could do this thing where they project like, things going good for him, or things going good for her, so let's just make sure that this don't happen. And that energy can actually affect y'all, and actually can affect what's going on. So what if in this season, in a season of shutting the hell up and be quieting, what if God wants y'all to be quiet in this season and during this fall season, and while you are reevaluating your goals, your friendship circles, and letting off the dead weight? What if that too is something that needs to happen? What if you need to be quiet? What if you need to just shut up and not say anything so that God can bless you? Because once God starts blessing you, you don't need to keep updating people on what's going on. Stop telling people what's happening in your life. Sometimes you need to have a period where you just kind of doing what you need to do, and you're not telling people what's happening. You may have one person you may trust, and if you do have a small circle, tight-knit circle that you trust, because you know they're your team, they're your supporters, they're your backbone, because I do believe that you need a team and a support system, then you need to do that. Then you obviously can tell them. But sometimes I believe that you need a season where you need to just be quiet, and it's important, because that's the only ways I feel like God will move into some of our lives, if we learn to stop talking everything. Sometimes we just need time to just go through life and go through a season, because guess what? You would have these people who want to know every single thing about you, and then the moment you ask them, so what's new with you, what's going on? You know, things, you know, everything is swell, you know. They ain't telling you what's going on, you know. They're not updating you on their life. You just see when things going up for them, and you be like, well, you didn't tell me you was doing that, or I didn't know you were doing that. Things like that happen. And let me give y'all this quick story, this quick joke. I had a friend, well, we used to be friends, and I used to tell them everything. I used to share everything with them. But every time I asked them what was going on, they never used to tell me, or they would only give me pieces of the puzzle. They never would say what was going on with them. And then it became a point where I realized they wasn't telling me nothing, so I wasn't telling them nothing. And then you know what ended up happening? They missed and slipped and told me something that they weren't supposed to tell me. And when they slipped and told me what they weren't supposed to tell me, they were doing the exact same thing that I was doing. And the first thing that came in my mind, I said, but hold on, you said you didn't want to join it. You said you didn't want to do that. I didn't know you also wanted to do that. And then I told them, I said, I thought you didn't want to do X, Y, and Z because blah, 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 blah. And they were like, oh, well, you know, I thought about it and I think I wanna, oh, okay, cool. Coincidental, don't you think? But anyway, I didn't mean to ramble for so long, but believe me, in this autumn season, it is time to remain silent. When you are shedding off dead weight and releasing what needs to be released, don't have anything to say. While you are at it, ask God to reveal your enemies. Ask Him to reveal the ones who don't mean you well. Because some of them are the same ones you go out with every weekend and you making time for. But when tough times come and you know that you need them in your corner, you'll be amazed to know who is actually there for you and who isn't. I'm not saying all of you, but yeah. Honestly, I think it's funny that we spend so much time calling these people friends, but you are just of convenience for them. The minute something goes wrong with them, you are their 911, you are their back and call. Stop doing that shit. Stop being their back and call, because they're not there for you. And once they get what is needed from you, you go right back into their little corner that they have you in. They keep you there, but when you need them, they can't be found. And if you find them, well, gee. Anyway, evaluate during this season. I'll leave that there. So, no one needs to know what's going on. Not everyone needs an update on your life. Remain silent. Well, like I have been saying, shut up. Just shut up in this season. Move in silence. And if you're not going to do it in this fall season, make sure you do dedicate a season in your seasonal growth where you're just not saying and updating everyone and everything, even your family. Sometimes your family, you don't need to update on every single thing that you're doing, unless obviously they support you. But hey, sometimes, like they say, sometimes your family, you know, but I ain't getting into that. But y'all have a great day. Have an amazing day. I love you all. Thanks for coming back to my channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to follow me on all my other social media handles. And I will see you all next time. Happy autumn season. Mwah. Bye.